What bands inspire you most lyrically?
Lyrically? Ooh.
Just name the
bands. What a loaded
bands.
question. Well, Dark Throne. Absolutely. Morbid Angel, of course. Steely Dan is actually, truthfully, number one. Should have said them first, then Dark Throne. But I don't like to rank things.
Right.
The Grateful Dead, which has its own like plethora of sub realms we could get into. Like really, a lot of Grateful Dead lyrics were written by Robert Hunter, who is not a performing musician in the Grateful Dead, or was, I should say. But he was a collaborating lyricist, almost like a ghostwriter, but not really a ghostwriter because like
Right.
they gave him credit, you know. Hold on. There's so many bands I could say here. Mobb Deep, without a doubt.
Would you say they're a collective more than a band, though?
Mobb Deep?
Yeah.
No, Mobb Deep. You're thinking of the Wu-Tang Clan.
True.
Mobb Deep is two humans. Prodigy, rest in peace to my dog. He died last year. And then Havoc, remaining member of the duo. But at the same time, Mobb Deep kind of represents a concept of a deep mob. And, it's kind of hard to call yourself a mob when there's only two of you. But you can do it. I mean, like, right now,
True.
we're arguably mobbing deep because, like, me and you are here right now, like, in physics with 3D bodies. But we got a definitely a deep mob of ancient ones around us. So, say what you will. What I'm getting at is Mobb Deep represents a concept of a deep mob of let's just say a thorough crew. That's Mobb Deep.
Yeah.
It's not a shallow posse. It's a thorough crew, and like Mobb Deep, the two humans who rap under that alias, really they were the two figure front faces for a larger posse that really did exist in Queensbridge, in Queens, in New York City, and like they were those two.
The start of the
faces
movement.
That. Yeah, they were. Let's just say, I can't even say they started it. You know what I mean? Like Queensbridge was on and popping before they even started rapping on microphones. But they became kind of just not even just them. Nasty Nas is also from Queensbridge. A lot of other rappers, too many to name, also from Queensbridge. So, how we doing?
Good, thanks.
Yeah, so they're just, they just became kind of a forefront of that. But so let's keep moving with it. Lyrics that I really, really appreciate. There's so many, man.
How about we transition?
Do it up.
What do you think is the significance of the band Order from Chaos, conceptually and lyrically?
Well, this is a tough one to condense, but I'll do my best. Wait a minute now. No, I said I'm going to do my best. First, let me show you underneath this vest. Yeah, underneath this vest, on my chest, is a sigil in which I have been truly blessed. This is my friend. He's a good friend of mine. His name is Horus, the Conqueror. Okay, he's the conqueror of fear. Now, take a minute to pan out from that glorious image. Me, here, I'm just going to play a little pun on that riff, and I'm going to show you about the conqueror of beer. But I'm no Horus. But this dude, the conqueror of fear. So this is an image. I'm just going to break it down. I don't want to over speak, but let's break it down to the brass tacks. So what was his name? That Italian Renaissance guy who did mathematics and art and other stuff. Da Vinci, was it? The Vitruvian Man. Was that Da Vinci? Well, either way, there's an image called the Vitruvian Man.
Either that or Giovanni, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was Da Vinci, but
yeah.
either way, there's an image of this human inscribed in a circle. Inscribed also in a square. Well, you know, you can do your own research, but this image has a lot of symbolism going on. There's an Ouroboros in the serpent eating its tail. You got the dude, the Vitruvian man. You got the Hojo Toho. Again, Google it. I'm no Latin transcriber, especially not in the condensed Instagram video, but Google. You know, you got Horus ablaze against the setting of fear. Those are lyrics from an OFC song called Tenebrae, but as part of the song, the greater song. In the early 1970s, it was common practice for progressive rock bands to dedicate an entire 22-minute half of a vinyl record to one long progressive song, whether it was Close to the Edge by the band Yes, or Tarkus from Emerson, Lake and Palmer, or 2112 by Rush. I mean, the list goes on and on. This was just common theme. So, side one of legendary 1995 recording and Ending in Fire, the ultimate album, the final album recorded and released by Order from Chaos. The first 5 songs, there's a 9-song record. First 5 songs constitute the first side of the album, and they also constitute one long interconnected suite called The Conqueror of Fear. It's literally 5 songs that together form this one long opus. And I mean, I could rant and ramble all day long, and I mean, I literally could do that. I could spend much more than 24 hours ranting strictly about those 5 songs and the concept behind it. But I'm secondhand information. I mean, I'm not a member of the band, just a big fan. But The Conqueror of Fear, I mean, well, you know, it kind of speaks for itself. Like, what did you do today at that tower that we climbed? You know.
I tried to overcome my fear.
You did.
I did.
No, I literally have visual proof that you did. I mean, I actually recorded you up there. Like, you did it, man. True. But yeah, The Conqueror of Fear is just, you know, it's. Wait a minute. It's been a couple weeks since I've even heard the song. Let me try to paraphrase it from memory.
But do you think The Conqueror of Fear represents the entire lyrical base of Order from Chaos?
Well, that's a tough one to answer.
Or do you think that
the short answer is yes.
Yes.
It's definitely the condensed essence of the band, but it's not strictly everything the band was about. There are other themes presented in other songs of theirs that aren't just limited to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like Morbid Angel, you know, basically a band that was spawned and summoned strictly to present the Simon Necronomicon in audio format. Like in the early 80s when Mike Browning's incarnation of the band existed, they will tell you. I mean, I'll be real with you. I was talking to Mike Browning yesterday, and he really reiterated this to me. But I already knew this because I have done my research before I ever even talked to Mike.
Right.
Straight up and down, they literally used to like perform rites and rituals from the Simon Necronomicon, like before they played live, before they recorded. Like they were all about it, man. You know, I mean, it was potent shit. And then, but Morbid Angel is not limited to just fucking preaching incantations from the Aurelia text or reciting passages from the Megan text. You know what I mean? Morbid Angel went on to cover a lot more ground than that, as any band should. You know, it's like they're not going to limit themselves. I would hope that we as humans don't strive to limit ourselves in any context. You know, it's like, you know,
many people do.
Many people do. I mean,
unintentionally or otherwise.
Right. You know, but we need not necessarily confine ourselves, is I guess what I'm trying to say.
I bend my knee not but for my selfish desire.
Say no more.
David Vincent.
Yeah.
Fall from Grace.
Hey, let me say this though. I gotta say this. I gotta set the record straight on "Blessed Are the Sick" because I can't lie. I've spent a solid amount of time utterly shitting on that album, but I'm not. When I shit on that album, I'm not shitting on the music or even the lyrics. I really just use that album as a scapegoat for bad production, in my opinion, bad metal production.
Right.
But I truthfully enjoy. I mean, there's two sides to that album, and there's in what I call the "Blessed Are the Sick" EP, which is truthfully the first incarnation of '90s Morbid Angel, which is everything up to the title track, and then track 8 onwards, side 2 of the record onwards, is and this is undeniable fact. It's literally history. These are all previously existing songs from, so there's 4 actual songs that aren't interludes, and 3 of them are Browning era, and one of them is "Thy Kingdom Come," which was a 1987 single/demo featuring Wayne Hartzell on the drums. Shout out to my boy Wayne. Only recording, to my knowledge, that exists of Wayne Hartzell, and he has a kind of unique Morbid Angel drumming style, kind of in the middle of Browning passion and Sandoval technicality,
Right.
I appreciate Wayne Hartzell's short but sweet contribution to the band.
And "Thy Kingdom Come."
"Thy Kingdom Come," 1987 demo. Where was I going with that? So, "Blessed Are the Sick," "Fall from Grace." So the two sides of the album. So you got the new progressive Morbid Angel 1991, their brand new EP. In my opinion, I honestly think it was conceived as an EP because these first 7 songs, or whatever, 6 songs and an intro, clearly represent where Morbid Angel was heading in 1991. And then for whatever reason, they were like, let's just fill the back half of this record with re-recordings from 80s stuff. And in my opinion, they're all inferior re-recordings. They don't have the passion, the spunk, and, if you will, the essence that these 1986, 1987 recordings so potently display. That lava, if you will. That lava, if you will, is kind of reduced to like a frozen pile of ice. And now I've gotta say this. Shout out to my dude Mike Browning and also Dallas Ward. A Morbid Angel originally was called Ice. They formed in Tampa originally as a band called Ice. And Ice renamed itself to Morbid Angel. Almost similar to like Hellhammer into Celtic Frost, except Ice was nowhere near as developed as Hellhammer was when they morphed. But all elemental puns aside, in my opinion, side 2 of Blessed, and I haven't even ranted about the production yet, but side 2 of Blessed was kind of just like an unnecessary redundancy of what I consider to be inferior re-recordings of previously recorded material that sounded way liver and way lava-er in said original forms. Production, now I'm going to try to contain myself here, Steve. For YouTube or Instagram or whatever, Google.
This is probably going to be Instagram. No, probably going to be YouTube, sorry.
Yeah, that's fine, I love YouTube. I'm all about YouTube. One of my goals, Steve, now tell me this is unfeasible. In a mere, September 2013 I made my channel? In 4.5 years, I've amassed a whopping grand master slam of, I think, 62 subscribers. 20 in the past week, though, and that's amazing. But, so I just found out I got an email from Gmail, from Google. They told me themselves. I literally have seen it on YouTube. When you get 1 million subscribers, and I'm gunning for that, they send you now a gold YouTube play button. It's like a plaque, and it's like a YouTube play icon made out of gold. I promise you, I will never own one, but I'll be goddamned. Damn you, God. Like, I'll be goddamned if I'm not gonna fucking try. Why wouldn't I, man? You know why? Because what would I do if I had a gold YouTube button? I would probably bring it to Boston and give it away to Supreme Murder. That's my dog. But you know what? Fuck them all. I want my dog to have a gold YouTube button. You know why? Because he's a fucking comedian too, and he will not only rap a hilarious freestyle about YouTube and gold, but it'll be fucking badass. He would probably even like jerry rig it into a medallion and rep it like he should. You know, I'm not the dude who's gonna rep a gold YouTube button. Supreme Murder will, and he will do it with class and authenticity. In your face, in Brigham Circle in Roxbury, and that's just my dude, man. We'll go to Beta Burger together, and you will see it on video. If and when it does. I shouldn't even say if, because it's gonna happen. That's my dog. Anyways, well, I just gotta let you know. Now, my brother Chris actually enlightened me the other day. We were playing Mario Kart. I was a little too drunk to finish any of the races, but we had a good conversation, as me and my brother do sometimes when we play our Japanese import, much cheaper than American version in 2017 when we bought it, of Mario Kart 64. And my brother told me, because I was like, Chris, if you could, can you read to me the second and third letters of the 6 on my hat? And he was like, OS. And then I was like, what's the whole acronym, Chris? This is what my brother Chris told me. I might be paraphrasing here, but he was like, bringing organic sludge to our network. And I was like, yeah, all right. I'll ball with that. Thank you, Chris. And now my hat just has a little bit more significance. Now this hat, this is a mere $6 hat. You know, this is like my third, I think, $6 hat from the same legendary convenience store / liquor store / like deli / like everything in Boston. And I gotta give shout outs to Fuentes in Mission Hill. Because, I mean, if nothing else, I mean, they have a great selection of alcohol too. And like, I love buying my booze there. But on top of that, just where else are you gonna get like a $6 hat like this? I've had this for a year and a half now, man. And it's getting pretty beat. This is about ready to be tossed away into the Absu.
Dude, keep it.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it, but I'm just saying, like, you know, the whole point of what did we talk about earlier? No Buddhist, but there's this whole Buddhist thing about, you know, the root of all suffering is attachment, and like I took real significance to that when I heard it in passing in 9th grade in a world history class where we were just given a basic overcast of all the big world religions. And
a primer.
Yeah, and we talked about, you know, first they talked about Sanatana Dharma, aka Hinduism, and as we should all know, Buddhism is a offshoot / sect of Hinduism. And I was no religious freak at this time, and I'm truthfully still not. But one of the things that really resonated and kind of stuck with me, and to the point that it kind of like ate away at my subconscious until I was forced to like accept the omnipotent truth of the statement, is the statement that the root of all suffering is attachment. And like, you know, if I'm gonna go out there and spend, you know, $78 on a hat, which I'm guarantee you there are hats out there that cost more than that. You know, if I spend $78 on a hat, even if I spend like $39 plus shipping and handling and like tax and, you know, yada yada yada, expenses, I'm invested in this hat that's cost so much money, and then I either lose this hat in a drunken bender, or some drunken idiot does something to my hat in a drunken bender of his own, and I'm just a human who's attached to my own investments, so I get reactive.
I got another question though.
Hold on. Let me just wrap this up about my hat rant.
All right.
You know, it's just an example of attachment, and the poison of it is you get so invested in a given material item, whether it's your cell phone, your hat, your overpriced jeans, or whatever stupid shit that you waste your hard-earned money on, the more money you spend on it, the more emotional attachment you invest in it, the more heartbreak you inevitably will experience when that thing is removed from your presence. And that doesn't just apply to physics. It also applies to like ideas, philosophies, religions, anything you can attach to. And attachment is not just physical, okay? Attachment is also mental. It's also spiritual. If you're so attached to your shook religion, what happens when you find out your entire religion was a lie? You know?
Right.
A lot of people, I'm just gonna be real, people commit suicide over that, you know? They can't handle the dissonance. Attachment is the root of all suffering. As someone who is strictly not Buddhist, and I don't mean strictly not Buddhist, but like someone who's strictly non-dogmatic, I'm no Buddhist. But it doesn't mean I can't respect and reflect upon their mantras and their ideas.
Right.
Proceed. You had another question, you said.
I had another question.
You told me you did.
I did say that.
No, you were literally about to change the topic, and I was like, wait a minute, let me wrap up my rant. Let me wrap up my rant about the Buddhism principle. And I feel like I might have distracted you too much. But
yeah,
it's okay, because I trust that you will incarnate a new thought form to spawn at me with the goodness.
What do you think about the connection between lyrics and riffs in the presentation of heavy metal music?
Ooh. Great question. First and foremost. Well, I'll say this. When it comes to music, when it comes to heavy metal, there's almost two different directions that you can go in. And sometimes some of the best music has some of the stupidest, dumbest, most mundane, humorous, whether intentional or not, like just not relevant lyrics. But the song is still amazing, and we still quote the fuck out of these lyrics, because when I'm quoting a lyric from a metal song, or just a song, but like, you know, a lot of times with metal, I'm really referring to like the riff that song is, that those lyrics are spat over, you know. But it's like, I can't just like, for me to hum a riff on Facebook, I actually have to like record a video of me humming. Now, me personally, I own a Windows phone. It's pretty hard to do anything from one of those devices. If you look at my Instagram feed, half of it is black boxes, and I don't own any pictures of black boxes on my phone. That's what happens when in the rare instance where it even lets me upload a quote-unquote photo without exiting out before it even posts it. A lot of times, my image, trying to put my art out there in the world for Instagram, and it just posts as a black square. I mean, I have a Windows phone. I fucking hate Bill Gates. But the point is, and I'm well aware of the fact that he resigned from the company years ago. He has like mad bad karma in my book.
It's like, how many lobbyists in Washington D.C. do you think know Bill Clinton personally? Probably,
wait a minute, we're switching bills here.
Probably good about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean.
Yeah, but
okay.
But I knew what you meant. Bill Clinton, Bill Gates might as well be the same person, you know.
Yeah, fuck. That was my mistake.
No, it's okay.
And for the camera's purpose, I'm somewhat drunk right now.
It's completely and totally acceptable. What isn't acceptable is the fact that I can't find my Miller High Life. Did I already finish the next one?
It's probably on the hood of the car.
Is that it? Wait,
yeah,
which one is me? Which one is you?
Just drink it.
All right. You literally don't have to ask me twice.
I have nothing. Maybe share it, but yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right. So where were we? Did I leave a question unanswered? Can't remember.
I don't know. I probably should end this video though, because it's.
What are we at? 14 minutes?
No, we're at 24 minutes and 50
All right, yeah,
seconds.
You should cut it. Yeah, now let me take a piss, and if you want to do part 2, we'll do part 2. I really got a piss, though.
Okay,
I don't know if you can tell. I've been like dancing pretty subtly for the past like at least 18 of these 24 minutes.
Okay. All right, for our viewers, we're gonna end this here. You should be grateful. If you're not, then die. I guess. I don't know. Peace. Any last words?
Yeah. ODAAT.
Yeah, fuck that shit.